Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, a little after 3 o'clock here. We'll get back to the Phillies a little bit later, but it was a big weekend in the city with the PGA Championship at Aronimink. Unbelievable tournament. Ricky Bo was down there 3 out of the 4 days.
Only 2, Bill. Only 2.
Oh, I thought you went 3 out of 4.
I was going to go on Saturday, but my daughter had me a little confused.
I got you. But you were there, what, Thursday and Friday?
I was there Thursday and Friday. It was pretty cool. It was cool.
And it was a good turnout of Philadelphians supporting the golf tournament.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of Eagles chants. Like, how many Eagles chants did you hear while you were there?
There were quite a few. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell you how many I heard. There were plenty. And I will say this much. Yesterday I went down to Dover Motor Speedway and saw the All-Star NASCAR race. And afterwards we were sitting at an RV watching the end of the golf tournament. And I heard at least 5 at the end of the golf tournament. Yeah. So, I mean, it was a never-ending battle.
Yeah, it's always, no matter where
the
you
Eagles fans bring it everywhere.
Yeah, Eagles fans bring it. It happens at Phillies games, Flyers games, Sixers games, golf tournaments. I mean, a little bit was they were heckling some of the golfers that they knew were Cowboys fans, like Scotty Scheffler. They were going after him a little bit because he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. So if you were watching the broadcast or you were down there, you heard a lot of Eagles chants. That's just the norm in the city of Philadelphia. Well, Jason Dumas, who is a sports reporter for ABC and a guy who grew up in the city, so he understands the personality of the city of Philadelphia, I think he completely was out of touch with this tweet, Ricky Bo. So I don't know if you saw this. So yesterday, 4:20 in the afternoon, Jason Dumas puts this tweet out, quote, "The Eagles' chants are tiresome. These golfers don't care. Philadelphians, I fear y'all are letting that chant become your entire personality." Close quote for his tweet.
Okay.
You agree with this?
No, I don't necessarily agree with it. It's no different than I heard the whole comment about somebody yelling like Baba Booey or whatever they yell, mashed potatoes. I heard that this morning. But, I mean, what is the difference? At least they're showing their fandom. Like, they're showing that, you know what, you guys are all watching, and this is Philadelphia. That's what they're trying to tell the national audience, that we are Philadelphians, and this is what we do. I don't have a problem with it. It's one of those things where I think to me it's second nature. I'm sure let's face it, there's fan bases out there that are like, oh, just turn the volume down because they're not from around here. They don't live around here. They don't want to know it. And I'm sure the people watching in Dallas were absolutely livid about it, which is probably exactly what the Eagles fans wanted.
Yeah, and listen, to me, I know it's an Eagles chant for the Eagles, but it also goes deeper than that. It's like, it shows like solidarity in the city of Philadelphia, yes. Right? It's not just about the Eagles. Like, I get doing an Eagles chant at a golf event doesn't make sense. Doing an Eagles chant at a Phillies game doesn't make sense, but it does to us.
See, and I think, you know how he said, like, I guess limiting yourself, basically he was talking about with, is that what you are as a human being almost? I look at that in a way that I think you're right in the sense that it's almost part of like life here, number one. But number two, I think it's just showing a fandom and respect for who Philadelphia is. That's all I think it is.
Yeah, like I compare it to the same way where you hit each other with a Go Birds. You know, you're walking into Wawa and somebody's got an Eagles hat on. You don't say hello. You say Go Birds, and they say it right back to you, and then you go on your day. It's the same thing.
Let's go a little deeper. Let's just say it was the Mets had a chant. Okay, let's just say that, and you would be watching a tournament that's in New York, and they start this Mets chant. You'd be like, what a bunch of donkeys.
Yeah, but you're talking about us from Philadelphia. looking at what they're doing in New York.
Right.
Jason Dumas is a Philadelphian.
Philadelphia, which I like. To be completely honest with you, it's one of those things where you hear it so much that you don't hear it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? So I was at the tournament for 2 days. I heard it, but okay, it's there. I mean, I guess just because we hear it at everything and we understand it, that I didn't have an issue with it. But being from the area, like if I sat there and heard them start yelling, and I was against it, I'd be like, why are these people doing it? But no, I didn't feel that way.
All right, so let me ask you, when you were playing for the Phillies.
Yes, they did it there too.
Did it bother you as a Philadelphia Philly hearing Eagles chants at a Phillies game?
Yeah.
It did bother you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It didn't bother me the fact that the people in the stands, they weren't doing Phillies or Eagles chants if we were playing well.
That's what I was going to say. Were they doing it when you were not winning?
Yes. They were definitely doing it when we were not playing well. Like, you didn't hear those chants when we were up 6-0 in the ninth. You didn't hear those chants.
You're right. It's when the team's getting beat, we'll drop an Eagles chant.
Because they're like, oh, we still have the Eagles.
Yeah. But it does, and I could see where that would rub a player the wrong way. But I am curious if there are people out there who agree with Jason Dumas, which is, hey, it's too much. It's over the top, and I don't enjoy it. Because it's never bothered me once when I've heard an Eagles chant. And Dumas also says, the golfers don't care. Well, I believe he's wrong, because the guy who won, and what a tremendous final round Aaron Rye had, by the way.
Final 9.
Unbelievable finish. That putt he made on, was it 17 where he sinks?
70 feet.
Oh, my God. The announcers say this is going to be a tough 2-putt, and he drains it from 70 feet. After he wins the tournament, and they're presenting him with the trophy, does this sound like someone who didn't care about the Eagles chants? Listen to Aaron Rye.
Coming into this week, did you have a favorite NFL team?
Unfortunately.
Do you now have a favorite NFL team, Aaron Rye?
Oh, my God. I do.
It is?
The Eagles.
That doesn't sound like a guy who didn't like the damn chants. He heard them, and he listened, and he pandered to the fans afterward. I loved every second of it from Aaron Rye.
He pulled a BH3 on us.
Oh, so it's okay when he does it.
Absolutely.
But not when Bryce Harper does it, huh?
Yeah, it's fine when Aaron Rye does it because he's not.
No, it's a BH3,
you just don't like Bryce Harper.
Yeah, it's a Bryce Harper pander. It's a good pander, though. Like, you just won the tournament. And, of course, he wins his first major ever, basically, in the city of Philadelphia. I mean, he's always going to remember it.
Yeah, but wouldn't he kiss up to another city, too?
Maybe, if it happened in New York.
Come on. Bill, put yourself in somebody's shoes once.
I'm just saying, he clearly...
Take yourself out of your Philadelphia shoes for a second. Put your shoes in, his shoes on. You would have done the same thing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is this is in response to Dumas's tweet saying the golfers don't care. Clearly, they cared enough that it's a question that got asked on the national broadcast about, are you now have a favorite football team? Because they all heard the Eagles chants too. So the Eagles fans who were in attendance did exactly what they wanted. They were heard, they were noticed, and it went to a national level.
Yep. Somebody on the national broadcast did go on to, he actually was getting ready to say something about it because he said, wow, these fans here with their chants that don't stop, and then something happened on the course. He was like, what a shot. I'm like, okay, I never got to hear what he was going to say. I don't know if they ever went back to him, but yeah, it was being heard throughout everywhere.
Yeah, it's never bothered me once, but I am curious, and I want to hear from Philadelphians on this. I don't want the national perspective because, of course, it would annoy the national perspective. I'm talking about Philadelphians. Do you have a problem with the Eagles chants anywhere?
But it's not just the Eagles chants, but doing them outside of Eagles games.
Yeah. Do you have a problem with the Eagles chants outside of Eagles games? Like Phillies games, Flyers games, Sixers games, golf events, walking through the damn airport. Silvana said she's heard him in Disney World.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with the Eagles chants? I don't. It always puts a smile on my face because you could be anywhere and there's an Eagles chant and every single person joins in because it's
a community community.
It's a part of the culture. Yes, it is a part of the culture, but I know there are people who might disagree. Hit us up with your texts and your voice memos to the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. Silvana said the Twitter poll is already going, the text line is already going crazy. You know why? Because I was thinking in my head not to say the text line's blowing up.
Oh, because,
we were thinking about different words that we could use. The text line is ramping up. It's buzzing. What are people saying?
Up. Kevin says, I'm a fan of all teams, but find the chant annoying at other events. They've done it at Phillies games when they're doing great, and that's pretty disrespectful for the team. I'm not going to say anything when it happens, but I'll roll my eyes.
Yeah, but see, I've been at Phillies games, too, where, like, the team's winning and an Eagles chant comes out, and I've always taken it as, like, when they're losing, it's, okay, who cares about the Phillies? We still have the Eagles.
But why?
But when they're winning.
I'm just asking you, but why would it break out at a Phillies game? Why? If the Phillies are playing well and doing the right things, why?
Because I think what it is, when I've heard Eagles chants, even when the Phillies are winning, you don't have a Phillies chant.
Yeah.
People don't go P-H. You don't say F-L-Y. So an Eagles chant, it almost is like it's exciting because it's part of the culture. It goes further, I should say, than just the Eagles. It's like a way to celebrate the city of Philadelphia, no matter where you are.
Well, you're wrong in a sense, because I will tell you this much. When I was playing for the Phillies and the Flyers would be, I don't know, playoffs or whatnot, if we were playing at home and the Flyers were playing at the same time, you would know when they scored and Let's Go Flyers would break out.
Let's Go Flyers chants, you're right.
So don't say there's no other chance.
Yeah,
why aren't they hitting the horn?
Yeah, you're right. The Let's Go Flyers chant does exist.
We should have had somebody go out there and yell, hit the horn the whole time.
Probably because they've been to the Super Bowl, 3 times in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
One of the best organizations in the sport. And they just have a really catchy chant that everyone knows.
But it is. It's more Philadelphia than anything else.
Yes.
It is just Philadelphia.
Well, what else would it be if it's an Eagles chant?
Well, you said it's more Philadelphia than anything else.
Yeah.
It's just Philadelphia.
No, what I'm saying is,
culture.
The chant itself, it's not only about the Eagles. It's a way to show camaraderie in the city of Philadelphia. That's why I think you get it no matter where you are, no matter what's going on. It's a way that when you do it and everybody joins in on it. Let's get some more texts. I want to hear what the fan base thinks on this topic.
Okay, we have Bob, who says a few Eagles chants were fine, and then it just turns stupid and tiresome. I just think it makes us look stupid once the chant keeps going on and on.
Well, some people might not know. Here's the issue.
Yeah, it's not really a gauge of like.
Doing it at a golf course is an issue in the sense that, okay, somebody might have done it on the first hole, and you're standing on 14, and then they go to a camera view of 14 and the sound from 14, and they're doing it again.
Yeah, because it's here in the city of Philadelphia. See, I you know me. I'm a stickler for golf rules and golf etiquette and tucking your shirt in and wearing your hat forward and replacing your divots and all that. I have no problem with an Eagles chant at a golf tournament because you still have idiots at every single golf tournament yelling, "Get in the hole!" every time they hit a ball, every single time. Right? So, like you said, the Baba Booey every time someone hits a ball. So I don't have a problem with Eagles chants, but you're right. People have an issue at the golf events. Let's go to the phones because Chris from Ridley Park doesn't think it's a place for golf tournaments. What's up, Chris?
Hey, how you guys doing?
All right, how are you?
The reason I say it is because, like what Ricky was saying, when it was being done at the Phillies game, it was always like, okay, you guys suck, but at least we have the Eagles.
Right.
And it was more of a derogatory thing towards a dig towards other Philadelphia fans that, well, you know, they didn't do that when the Eagles were bad and the Phillies were good. And to hear it over and over and over again, even as a Philadelphian, I sort of get tired of it after a while. Like it's like Ricky was saying, I think the word he was looking for, he heard it so many times it wasn't even registering anymore. But at a golf, like if I bought tickets for some family members to go down and watch the Nutcracker Suite at Christmas time, you know, and hear the orchestra play and everything, I wouldn't expect the section to get up and start yelling EAGLES Eagles.
Yeah, but during an intermission, that would be fine, wouldn't it? Right? Wouldn't that be nice?
It's a little bizarre with a bunch of guys in black ties and some all dressed in nice suits jumping up and down yelling EAGLES. There's a time and a place for it. You know what I mean? It just seems like that once you did it a few times, that's fine. Let the people know. But it's just not a golf thing. You know, if you're there to watch the golf, and I'm not a golf fan, believe me, I'm more of a football fan, but it's just, I don't know who you're trying to put the dig on or whatever, but everybody knows it's in Philadelphia. I mean, after you've done it 4 or 5 times, that's enough. You know what I mean? It's just watch the. I mean, at least if they're yelling "get in the hole," it's related to the event that you're.
Yeah, look, I understand Chris's point, but I also understand that because it's become so Philadelphia, and it goes deeper than just Eagles. Well, one, I mean, we're a football town. We're a baseball town and a hockey town now with the Flyers being relevant again. But the Eagles are always going to be at the top of the food chain in the city. So the Eagles chants won, yeah, because of how obsessed people are with the team. But it also goes deeper than that it's a part of the culture, and it's a part of when people are having a good time. Like, look, drinks are flowing at that golf event. You were there, Ricky.
Yep.
A lot of people are drinking.
Yes.
And when people are drinking, Eagles chants are even louder. Right?
Yeah, but see, you're making up an excuse for the other. You can't really do that.
I'm not making up an excuse. What I'm saying is that when people are drinking and they're having a good time, Eagles chants flow.
Yes. Well, because they think it's a tailgate, yeah.
Yeah, they think it's a tailgate. Yes. Exactly. But it's also, I just looked at it as how often does a major come to the city of Philadelphia? It's not often.
Like, we have a U.S. Open coming up in a few years.
In a few years at Merion, and I'm sure you'll hear Eagles chants on the TV broadcast at Merion as well. And you probably had him last year at the Truist Championship, too, when Ricky Bo was heckling Rory McIlroy. Does anyone remember that?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. And I'm somebody who, again, I believe in golf etiquette, but the Eagles chants, to me, it's a way to show solidarity amongst Philadelphians. Like, that's how I view it. And for Dumas to come out and almost be lecturing the fans, I thought was a little much.
I thought that was a little much. Okay, I mean, they were doing it. They're going to do it. They've always done it. It's not going to stop.
All right, well, if you have strong feelings about it, get your voice memos in. We hear you coming up at 3:45. So send your voice memos to the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975, your thoughts about the Eagles chant. But as we're talking about the Eagles, June 1st is rapidly approaching. And why is that important? Because that's the date that the Eagles will most likely trade A.J. Brown. And Jeremy Fowler from ESPN, he joined Middays on Friday, and he laid out what he believes the Eagles will be getting in return to the Patriots for the A.J. Brown trade. What will they get in trade compensation? Is it enough? We'll have that conversation coming up next. Unfiltered, 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports, Philadelphia.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, we're going to get into the A.J. Brown trade stuff right now because it's almost June 1st, and an ESPN insider laid out exactly what he thinks the Eagles are going to get back in return. But we were just talking about the PGA Championship, and there's a special one-day sale going on right now, Ricky. You're going to be upset if you already bought your PGA Champ merchandise. Yep. Because right now, in person, you get 50% off whatever is remaining at the 2026 PGA Championship merchandise store. The sale is open to the public. You don't need a ticket. It only goes until 6 o'clock tonight, and parking is available for free. So get on over there. We'll keep you company on your ride there, but get on over there. 50% off whatever's left. It's probably going quickly.
I got to tell you, there's got to be a lot left.
They had a ton?
I mean, if you saw the store was huge.
Well, Silvana and I don't have to get over there because you got us some stuff, right, Ricky?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
You didn't get us anything.
I spent about a minute and a half in that place.
And you didn't get me a hat. You didn't get Silvana a T-shirt for Tommy.
You know how much I love golf, Ricky.
For who?
For Tommy.
You know how much I love golf.
When was the last time you golfed?
Really nice, Ricky.
Top golf count?
Really nice. You leave us hanging here on Thursday and Friday without you.
Right?
Really?
I'm banging my head against the wall.
Yeah.
What did you bring me back from Disney? Now shut up.
I was going to say, who went to Disney?
That's a good point.
Well, first of all, you're what? I don't even want to say your age on air. I'm going to be polite there.
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
Yeah.
I'm talking about Disney.
Disney World.
Yeah.
I should have
brought. You can't be a Mickey Mouse fan?
Yeah, you know what? As you're saying this out loud, I'm a little embarrassed. I didn't get anything for you, Silvana, or Dylan. I probably should have brought back something for all of you from Disney World.
It's
You know what? I'm just going to have to go back, I guess.
Right.
I'm going to have to book another trip. I've been already telling my wife I want to go back. She's saying no. So maybe this is it.
You were 100% not expecting me to throw that back at you.
All right, let's talk about A.J. Brown for a second. I know I got to change the subject. But a lot of people, June 1st is coming. And what we're not going to do on this show right now, I'm going to tell you, A.J. Brown got married this weekend. And there are people looking at the pictures from the wedding to try to decide who was there from the Eagles and who wasn't. It's a waste of energy. He's getting traded. We all know he's getting traded, okay? You don't have to look at who he's friends with and who he's not. They're going to trade him on June 1st. And Jeremy Fowler was on Middays with Marks on Friday, and he laid out what he thinks the compensation's going to be. I'm going to play this for you, and then I want to have a conversation. Is that enough in return for A.J.? Here he is.
My best guess is that they probably already agreed to something loosely. They can always tweak that or rework it, but they're probably getting a 1, maybe a future 1, maybe it's a 2028. I don't think they'll get more than that. I think that would be the max at this point. I'd be surprised. Philly, once upon a time, hoped for a 1 and a 2. I just don't see them that happening. Maybe they can get creative and swap some mid to late round picks to sweeten it up. Or I haven't heard anything else as far as like if there's a veteran included. You know, New England could part with one of their receivers, but I think Philly's pretty set there for the most part at that position. So they've addressed a lot of their glaring needs, so they don't really need to include another player. What I think is interesting is there another team that gets involved here? I have not found one. It was rumored that the Chiefs once upon a time. I was told no. You know, the Rams, we know, looked into it. I don't know if it got to a serious level, but it definitely was an inquiry. And that didn't go anywhere. Would the Rams get back involved? I don't know that they would. If you can get other teams involved, perhaps Philadelphia can get more in a return. But right now, it looks like there's one team.
All right, so that was Jeremy Fowler from ESPN, and he has his fingers on the pulse of what's going on in the NFL. He's a really good insider, does a great job. First-round draft pick. Now, the reason why I ask, is that enough, is because a lot of fans immediately go back to Jalen Waddle getting traded to the Broncos from the Miami Dolphins. Jalen Waddle got in return a first-round draft pick, a third-round draft pick, and then a pick swap in the 4th round. So get rid of the pick swap for a second. They got a first and a third for Jalen Waddle. Now, he is a year younger than A.J. Brown, but last season, Jalen Waddle had 900 yards receiving, and in 2024, 700 yards receiving. A.J. Brown, even last year and the year before, where you would say that the Eagles' offense wasn't necessarily firing on all cylinders from a passing attack, he had over 1,000 yards. He did it in 15 games last year and only 13 games the year you win the Super Bowl. So if the Dolphins got a first and a third for Jalen Waddle, shouldn't that be the minimum of what you would get back for a guy like A.J.?
I think it should be pretty close. Fairly close, but now I want you to think back. Jalen Waddle probably had a couple places where he could have gone. There may have been 5 teams involved. Do you see what's happening here? When you get to a point where you know something's going to happen, maybe that price tag's not going to be as high.
All right, so let me ask you this then.
They're not going to keep him.
But why aren't there more teams interested in A.J. Brown?
Maybe the price tag would go way up.
Yeah, but if you're saying that Jalen Waddle, there was multiple teams involved, and that's what drove up the price to be a first and a third.
Then, yes.
Yeah, but why would you not want A.J. Brown? Why would you want Jalen Waddle over A.J.? Let me look at their contracts. Maybe it's financially based. Let's see. So Jalen Waddle's contract, he's set to make this coming season. Oh, see, he still has 1 year left on his
regular contract,
which
takes away a lot of money.
So his cap hit this year is only $4.9 million. That answers it.
There's your answer. You get the first rounder and get out of Dodge then.
Yeah, because he's owed $4.9 this year.
Well, that makes me start to think, is it even going to be a first round?
$27 million in 2027. A.J. Brown's contract, let's see, his cap hit this year, they would be taking on $23 million and then $23 million.
That's a big bounce.
Yeah, so maybe that's probably what it is, because it allowed them to get Waddle 1 more year on a cheap deal.
Well, all right. Then that kind of makes sense. I mean, if you get number 1 pick, I think you're at the point right now where you have to do it anyways. I mean, yeah, I think anybody would love more than one team in on this if you're Howie Roseman, but it doesn't seem like it's kind of heading that way unless the Rams kind of come back. And why do I say that? Well, how about Puka Nacua? Have we heard anything about that situation?
No, I guess he's okay. I mean, he was in rehab, and I don't know what's going on.
Well, who knows what's going to happen with that?
Yeah, I think it's a foregone conclusion, though. It's going to be the Patriots, and Fowler's probably right. It'll be a first-rounder, and then maybe you'll hear they pick swapped in the third or fourth round or something like that. But, all right, so we'll see. June 1st is when that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be a huge shock to anybody, but then we'll have to have conversations about how they replace him. But I think they already did. I think Dontavian Wicks and Mekhi Lemon, and you still have Devontae Smith.
You've gone out and gotten yourself enough depth right now, which is going to help you in this situation.
All right, so as we're talking about the Birds, since you decided to just leave us hanging last week, I should say.
See, this is a bunch of you-know-what.
Since you just decided, hey, I'm going to a golf tournament, and you didn't even tell anybody about it. That's
not even close to 100% true, considering I took these days off like 2
Remember,
months ago.
we came in on Thursday, and we went to start the show at 2 o'clock, and we're like, where's Ricky? Nobody knew where he was.
Yeah, it was really weird.
And then Friday, the same thing happened.
Yeah, it was like kind of really unexpected.
Yeah.
And he just like ignored all of our calls.
Yeah, I was like
texts.
calling him, like, Ricky, where you at, man? We start the show in 5 minutes. No answer. We had
He
no
said
idea
his
where he
phone
was.
overheated or something. I don't know.
I have
something
two
about the phone.
Charging the mound, Metallico is ready for it.
2 donkeys.
The phone was for the meeting. He said his phone overheated.
Oh, yeah, his phone did overheat.
I actually showed Bill the text.
Yeah. All right, but let me ask you. Obviously, I'm kidding around.
Yeah, we're kidding.
I'm kidding around. Ricky deserves some time off, especially now that he's doing double duty with us and Phillies pre and post.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with that.
You wanted to go to the PGA Championship?
I did. I'm not going to sit here and lie about it. That's my final offer.
Thanks for those tickets.
Well, he tried. No one else would have been here. He did ask us if we wanted to go.
No, I'm serious. He actually sent me tickets.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you go?
No, I sent it to Dobby's brother.
And she's sitting there. She's bashing me, and that's what you see. What I mean, Bill?
That's why I was just telling you on air to make it known that you did actually help us.
Yeah,
well,
you should have heard
me.
us. We were bashing you the whole 2 days. You weren't here.
I'm sure you probably were.
But look, you weren't here for schedule release. So the Eagles' schedule gets released last week.
Go through all games now, Ricky.
Sylvana and I did our W's and L's. Still had them at 12-5. I got them at 11-6. But let me ask you, the craziest part of the schedule, and people are probably sick of me talking about it because I'm so frustrated that they put the game on Christmas Eve. But as a former professional athlete, I mean, what are your thoughts about putting 2 Eagles games, one on Thanksgiving and then another one on Christmas Eve, man?
It is 100% not right.
And not only for the fans, the players, too.
I came in here today, and the digital people have to be in. I mean, they got all these digital guys that have to be in for that. So you're talking about taking people away, number one, from their dinner at Thanksgiving, and number 2, from Christmas Eve? That's a lot to ask of people.
And the workers down at the link.
Yeah.
The TV broadcast, everything.
Well, the link, they don't have to worry about Thanksgiving. But, yeah, the Christmas one, that's a tough one at Christmas. What do? Do you bring your kids to the game? Probably not.
No, because
Santa won't show up.
It's an 8:15 start. So
you're not getting home till Christmas morning.
Yeah, you're getting home after midnight. It's a terrible situation. Well, I hate it.
I mean, how many people, I don't know about you, but in my family, we do like a Christmas Eve thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what we said.
Yeah, my Christmas Eve is bigger than our Christmas Day.
So Tommy,
same here.
I was like, Tommy, do you know the Christmas Eve is, but that's going to be so annoying for the party. He's like, what do you mean that's going to be awesome for the party? We had two completely different.
See, if I didn't have kids,
I don't mind it because we will have the game on.
Yeah, but see, the other problem though is, like this past year, I went to all the home games, credentialed to cover the game for the station.
So you're going to go to a Christmas Eve?
No, he's not.
No, I'm telling you right now, I'm not.
Oh, you're not.
So, normally I would have been working the game. I would have been credentialed. I would have been covering the game for the station, going down after the game, interviewing players. I can't do that. I can't leave my 3 kids on Christmas Eve night to go cover an Eagles game.
Not if you want a happy Christmas, you don't.
Even the Thanksgiving one is a tough one.
I mean, you got both.
Well,
that just sucks.
Look, like I said, if I'm not working it, I don't have that big of a problem with it.
Yeah, it's the people have to work.
Because let's face it, those are rest days, and you could just chill and watch the game.
Yeah, it's for the people who have to work. It's the people down at the link who have to work the stadium and the food vendors. I mean, the whole thing.
I don't know about you, but nothing about watching an Eagles game is chill for me. It's not a relaxed
Well,
day.
like I went on a little bit of a rant about it, and some people were saying, like, relax. It's a Thursday night anyway. It's not like they added a game. My point is the NFL would have been okay not having a Thursday night game on Christmas Eve night. You didn't have to have it. Like, this is just about greed and making money and having games as much as possible. You could have easily not had a Thursday night football game because it was Christmas Eve.
But they care about the fan experience and the players, don't forget.
Yeah, they don't care about any of it. All right, I'm not going on my soapbox. But, Ricky, do you have a win prediction?
No, I didn't do it yet.
You didn't do your records?
Well, do your W's and L's. I'll get them from you a little bit later on in the show. Because I got them 11-6, Silvana's got them at 12-5.
I was almost done with it, and then we started getting on another conversation.
All right, do your W's and L's. But coming up next, can this Phillies team win a World Series? That's the question we threw out to everybody. We'll update our Twitter poll, and we have We Hear Ya Part 1, best voice messages of the show so far. Keep it here, unfiltered. 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports, Philadelphia. All right, your Fightin' Phils are officially over 500, 24-23 after a 15-4 record under new manager Don Mattingly. I guess technically it would be 14-4. Can you give them Dusty Watham's win on Saturday?
Yes. Well, no. In all reality, Dusty Wathan gets that.
So Mattingly doesn't get that on his official record?
No, he does not.
Interesting.
Like official record, no. But as team record, yeah.
Now, Dusty Wathan, interestingly, decides to keep Christopher Sanchez in to throw well over 100 pitches, but gets the complete game shutout. I loved it. I thought it was the right call.
I thought it was great. It was very old school baseball, but I think that's what Don Mattingly is too. Okay? When it really comes down to it, you look at what they're doing fundamentally and defensively now. Does it look a lot different? Because it does.
Look, the result certainly looks a lot different.
Well, if you were going to pick one thing that looks a lot different, it's running the bases. They haven't had that many hiccups since Mattingly jumped on board.
Fundamentals.
Fundamentals. It is what it's all about, and it does mean something in Major League Baseball. And I think Don Mattingly has brought that back into the forefront of these guys that probably didn't think twice about it about 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I loved Harper's quote on Friday after they go down big. He said after the game that Don Mattingly said to them, "We're going to come back," and Harper says, and I believed him. So they're believing in this manager. Whatever Don's selling is working because this team is now 15-4 under him, 24-23 on the season, first time over 500 since April 7th. So the question we threw out to everybody to start the show, do you think this team can win a World Series as constructed? Can. Not will they, but can they? And Ricky and I both told you why we believe they can, especially with the caliber of starting pitching you're getting from Sanchez and Zach Wheeler. But let's check the Twitter poll before we get our best voice messages of the day. Twitter poll, standing strong every day, thanks to Dr. Ravi Donapel of Iron Mountain Men's Health. What do we got?
You're not going to believe this. Do you believe the Phillies can win a World Series this year? 54% are now saying yes. 46% saying no. They have flipped.
How about that?
We convinced them, Ricky Bo.
In just an hour.
We convinced them. But I want to hear from people. So we hear you. Remember, we do this twice a show. Best voice message of the show. We're going to do it again at 5:25. So Phillies fans would love to hear from you. Do you believe that this Phillies team can win a World Series? Send your voice memos to the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. We're going to do We Hear Ya right now, thanks to Rycor Heating and Cooling, your local experts for energy-efficient heat pumps, lower utility bills, and year-round comfort. Learn more at RycorHVAC.com or call 1-855-MY-RYCOR. Start saving today. Rycor, we know how. Hello?
Now.
You want to know?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
Are you listening to me?
We can hear you.
I have something to say.
Please just keep it simple and brief.
Thank you.
Listen to me carefully.
And that's all I have to say about that.
We hear you.
Alrighty, here's our first memo.
I think the Phillies could win a World Series this year, but they need to get an outfielder in the trade deadline because Adolis Garcia, that's another Max Kepler and an Austin Hayes, and that's another Dombrowski decision there. That if they don't go nowhere this year, I think he should get fired. Dombrowski got to go. But they need to get either a Mike Trout or somebody that could pop from the right side because the Adolis ain't it.
I feel like he emphasized Dombrowski.
He definitely did.
Yeah, he definitely 100% did, and he's probably right. If they don't move forward, I think they're in the same situation where the Sixers were just a week or so ago. I with the team they have right now, you add Mike Trout, that's another $40 million to your payroll a year.
Yeah, we got to be realistic. But Adolis Garcia has been disappointing. I mean, on the season, he's slashing 218, 296, and 339. But just in the last 15 games, while this team's playing great baseball, he's only hitting 167, and his slug is only 241.
I think Dave should just quit trying this one. I mean, how many times are you going to swing and miss?
Yeah, especially
I'm not
in the
just
outfield.
talking about Adolis. I'm talking about Max Kepler. I'm talking about Whit Merrifield. I'm talking about who is
Austin Hayes.
And then there's one more, isn't there?
Well, arguably Otto Kemp.
Well, he's a good player.
And he's back.
He's back.
If you missed that news, Otto Kemp is back and Felix Reyes is down.
I got to whip out my AutoZone shirt.
Yeah, thanks to Johnny Marks, right? Get in the zone.
I just looked at it last night and I was like, oh.
Yeah, he's back.
He's back.
But look, even
and in the lineup, little hint.
Yeah, he's in the lineup tonight too. But yeah, I agree with the caller, but I don't think it would be a big swing like a Mike Trout. But do you need? If they let Brandon Marsh hit against lefties, you could, and they let Justin Crawford remain in center because they keep doing this weird thing where they sit him a lot too. But if you go Marsh, Crawford, well, who's your right fielder?
Last I checked, and I'll double check this, but last time I checked, Crawford was hitting 059 against lefties.
Yeah, not ideal. How many at bats?
Ideal.
How many at bats?
He's now 053. He's 1 for 19.
So 19 at bats against lefties.
I know it's a small sample size, but he hits almost 300 against righties.
Yeah, I'm looking at his numbers now. 19 at bats against lefties, 114 against righties. Too small of a sample size, in my opinion. Give the kid a chance. But let me say this about
what would be your chance to a young kid coming up, like 100 at bats?
I thought he was going to be an everyday guy, and they're not treating him like an everyday player.
I thought they said that he was going to be an everyday guy.
Yeah, it is a little disturbing in that sense because he's a big time prospect coming up. You expect a big time prospect to be just that, a guy that's going to play every single day.
Well, hopefully Adolis.
Speaking of prospects, has Aiden Miller played a game yet?
I don't believe so, but Gage Wood got moved up.
Yes, he did to Double-A today, yep.
Yes, he did. All right, let's keep him rolling.
Afternoon show. Thank you so much for the All-Star race tickets. Me and my fiance had a great time. Seats were amazing. Saw a lot of good racing and saw a lot of crashes. The first one on lap 2, I was videoing by the fence and the dude hit the wall right at my feet. So that was pretty neat. Wondering what Ricky thought of the race, if you got to talk to any of the drivers, and if you stayed and watched the whole thing.
I stayed for the whole thing. I did a lot of walking around, too, because when you're at a race, you want different vantage points. I was able to go up where the spotters are. I was standing up with them. We were in Victory Lane. We were everywhere. Yeah, so I have a good time at these things. And as far as, meeting drivers, I mean, we took pictures with their cars and walking by them and stuff like that, and you heckle them, and that's about it.
Did you meet a lot of our listeners, too?
Yeah, we had a full suite of listeners. I told you should have came. It's a good time.
You know what I was doing on Sunday?
Yeah, what were you doing? You're down the shore.
Changing diapers would be one thing.
Yard work.
I was doing yard work. In that hot sun. I'm dead serious, man. I was in the backyard.
What a liar.
My wife can confirm. I was outside for over 5 hours.
By yourself?
Doing stuff in the backyard.
Wait, pause. Ricky, you can't see him right now. He doesn't look any tanner. There's no redness whatsoever.
Well, that's because I wear, it looks like a safari hat. I look really nerdy with it, but I need it because of the bald spot that covers up because I can't. Yeah, you got to be careful with skin cancer, God forbid.
Absolutely. I support that.
So I wore that. Look, my arms are tan.
What did you do?
I was putting some lattice. I was putting lattice covering on the bottom of the deck.
Okay.
I had to dig
5 hours.
Yeah, because I had to dig it down the trench to. You know what? Don't ask me how I did it. All right, but I did it, and it looks great.
Poo-poo.
And my father-in-law did help. I will say
I was going to ask, was he there?
Yeah, of course.
Of
Who
course
was giving out instructions?
He was. I was just the manual laborer. He was telling me what to do, and I did it. All right? All right, let's get this last one in.
No, I do not think the Phillies are a World Series team. Absolutely not. You can't keep this pace up of what they're doing. It's a mirage right now. All right, they're looking good, but who did they beat? They beat the Pirates. I'll give that to them, but we'll see. But in the end, no, this team's had 4 or 5 years. It's still the same team, and I still don't think that it's going to happen. It's just my opinion.
I know that voice. I don't know from
Yeah, I know, man. We were all excited about the Phillies. He's bringing us down. But to his point, yes, the last 6 series that they have won, only one of the teams is above 500, and that was the Pirates. Everybody else is below, and the Athletics right now are 23-23. Excuse me, had my kind bar early today.
Of course you did.
Had my kind bar early. But the next 4 series are going to be very telling for this team. The Reds, the Guardians, the Padres, and the Dodgers, all teams over 500, and the Phillies right now are only 7-12 against teams above 500. This will really make believers or non-believers out of the fan base.
I agree with that. I think. Oh my God. What? Is he choking?
Yes, he is choking
What
right
is
now.
wrong? Does he not
I had to turn
understand?
my mic off.
You got to stop eating nuts.
I don't know.
man.
Someone chimed in like last week and was like, I think it's the oats, not the nuts.
No, I don't know what it is. But
Well,
all right.
it's something that's in his throat, and neither one of them help.
We will get back to the Phillies conversation coming up because what has changed to lead you to believe that they can win a World Series, or if you're like that caller and you think it's just a mirage, would love to hear from you. But before we get back to the Phillies, a little Give Me More at 4 with Silvana coming up. Unfiltered, 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports Philadelphia.